Coming at you from my basement setup instead of our old digs at the Atlanta Voiceover studio. And yes, I know I don't have the framing all perfect and whatnot, but I'm learning as I go. So soon I'll do a video showcasing our new space. Now, in this video, there are a few things I want to cover, especially since it's an extension of our email newsletter. This week's newsletter talks about our 6th annual Give and Learn event. You could be in person for this or join us and learn from our panelists via Zoom. Your choice. But the only requirements are that 1, you RSVP, and I'll share a link in the notes for you to do that, and 2, simply make a canned or small financial donation to the Atlanta Community Food Bank, or similar charity close to where you live if you're not in Atlanta. I'll share about that coming up. But first, and yes, this is one for the beginners, curious about getting into voiceover. So if that's not you, fast forward in this video to the part about the Give and Learn panelists. It's going to be a great time this year on December 6th, so I hope you'll join us. Now, if you're at the place in your life where you're considering voiceover and you found this video, I want to boil down what you need to know right off the bat. And there are 2 things, basic fundamentals that you need to know as you start out in voiceover, especially if you're not familiar with it at all. Number 1. Research. Find out what you can expect in the industry. Figure out who to trust. Know what resources are available to you and that you'll need. This is why we at the studio created the Intro to Voiceover workshop. It's a 3-hour workshop that you can take in person or live via Zoom, answers all your beginner questions that you could possibly have about the voiceover industry. Then we give you next steps so that if you figure out, yes, I do want to pursue this, you'll know what to do next. And if you want to stick with us or take classes elsewhere, we try to be a guide, whether you're here in Atlanta or outside of Atlanta. We also have a version of that that's actually on demand, so you can take it wherever you are in the country or the world. It's the exact same workshop, same information, only without the live portion of being directed like you're in a real session. And you can check that out at provoiceovertraining.com under Course 101, and I'll link it in the notes. Whatever you do, if you're wanting to get started, research and find a place that you're comfy taking classes and workshops from. Get recommendations from others, look at reviews and ratings. And if you need more help, feel free to email me, mike@atlantavoiceoverstudio.com. Whether it's with us or elsewhere, I'll help guide you as best as I can. 2, the other thing you need to know as you take this journey into voiceover is that having a great voice, your instrument, is nice, but it's not necessary. I know people who have awesome voices, deep, bassy. I wish mine was like that. And then I know others who are super squeaky. Both make a full-time living in voiceover. And I've heard thousands of voices in between those 2 ranges, within different genres of voiceovers. So all that to say, there's a wonderful diversity within voiceover. You don't have to have the perfect voice. Great voices, weird voices, doesn't matter. They all have a place. And that's the starting point. The other things that you need to know, knowing how to use your voice. That is key. So understanding how to read and break down a script, no matter whether it's commercial, animation, video games, whatever. Understanding the script is crucial. Taking direction is huge. And that's why getting a private coach or taking classes and workshops where you get to work on that is so vital. Oh, and another big thing, having basic improv or acting experience will get you way further than those who are just taking this as a hobby and popping the mic and saying blah blah blah, I hope you pick me, because people do that. So if you study with us at the Atlanta Voiceover Studio and provoiceovertraining.com, you're going to hear us say this over and over. You must look at voiceover like you're starting a small business. Because you are. How bad do you want it? I'll put some links that may interest you in the notes, but those are the 2 things that you need to know as you get started in voiceover. Now, on to our annual Give and Learn with proceeds benefiting the Atlanta Community Food Bank. We do this every year, and it's always a fun time and a way for us to give to the voiceover community while benefiting a great cause. In this year's event, you're going to hear from a voiceover manager, an animation producer and voice director, an expert at VO business, and a talent that went from corporate job to full-time voice actor. How did they do it? You're going to love their story. It's going to be December 6th from 7:30 to 9 at the Atlanta Voiceover Studio, our new space within Smart Post Atlanta. I'll put the address in the notes, but, and I'll get to this, you have to RSVP. Limited in-person spots are available, but virtual is an option as well. Again, I'll put a link for you to RSVP in the notes. If you are doing it in person, drop off a canned good in person the night of the Give and Learn at our studios, or donate any monetary amount online, or donate to your local food pantry. Our goal is to give to the community wherever that is. Now, on to the panelists. Our first panelist, Marcus Rosentrader, animation producer and director. Marcus is a 2-time Emmy Award-nominated producer, director, editor, and animator with 2 decades of experience. He produced and voice directed 4 seasons of Archer on FX, 2 seasons of Marvel's Hit Monkey on Hulu, and a whole lot more. Our second panelist, Stephen Gord, from part-time to full-time voice actor. At the start of 2024, Stephen made the move to full-time voiceover, and he's voiced national commercials for Cheerios, Gatorade, Hanes, Mike's Hard Lemonade, and more. He's a promo voice for the NBA, NHL, and ESPN. Wow. Our third panelist, Nadia Marshall, voiceover business lead generation. She is an award-winning voice actor and performer herself. Clients include BMW, Google, JP Morgan, and Mercedes-Benz. Her experience is researching how best to contact patrons and customers, leveraging those skills in her own business. And she's incorporated them into a lead gen course called the Lead Generation Blueprint. And finally, last but not least, mine and Heidi's agent manager, who we also adore as a friend, Jeffrey Umberger. He's a VO talent manager with ACM Talent. Before ACM, well, former actor and musician, he's fantastic at the piano, tickling those keys. His journey began as talent rep as head of VO and commercial print at the People Store. He also founded the nationally recognized voiceover agency, the Umberger Agency, before joining ACM. Now, this is bound to be a great time of just connecting with other talent as well as our panelists in a Q&A, learning a ton that may help you in your voiceover career, as well as helping the Atlanta Community Food Bank or the food bank in your area. So I hope you can join us December 6th. Again, I'll link where you can RSVP in the notes. Now, before I forget, we don't have any sponsors for this channel, at least not yet, but it takes a lot of time and resources to put all this content together every week, especially trying to figure out this space and make it look decent. So if you're getting value from our channel, as so many people have told us that they are, please like and subscribe, but more importantly, share this video with all your friends and drop a comment if you feel like it. It's just a free way to help us out, and we thank you for it. Atlanta Voiceover Studio and ProVoiceoverTraining.com exists to give you the resources you need to create the voiceover career you want. Our mission is to equip, elevate, and inspire you in your voiceover journey. Cheers to your voiceover success.